callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, I know we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
No, this game is not over. It's just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Winning Wednesday. It's our Winning Wednesday, and there is a lot going on. No sense in dancing around it. First of all, I am deeply saddened and disappointed and hurt and, just a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't say about the tragic events that took place in the Asian community in Georgia. And I know that there are folks that have already come at me, hey, you kind of jumped the gun. It wasn't hate related. It wasn't bigoted. It was about the possibly about a young man having some addictions to pornography and what have you. That doesn't change the fact that the Asian community has been unfairly targeted by certain groups who feel like them, they, and those, of their culture are responsible for the coronavirus, and they're being unfairly attacked, brutalized, just assaulted, their businesses, their homes threatened and damaged. Yesterday doesn't change that. My post today is not just about yesterday, but my heart and prayers do go out to those family members of those who were killed. And whether the young man hated himself or the work that those people did, it's beside the point. Still hate. And the Asian community has still suffered from racism and bigotry. So I am 100% standing with the Asian community. 100%. And I don't need to go into my history and my background and my lineage to justify that, even if I did not have family that was from that community, I would still stand with them, because hate, bigotry, and that kind of stuff that's going on and against that community is wrong, period. I know that folks, oh, hey, AJ, here we go. I thought we were going to come and talk sports. I am. But there's nothing happening in the world of sports more important than that. I'm sorry that this is, a mechanism for you to escape from your life. My life's not that bad. I can deal with this and sports and still enjoy my life. So, again, sincere thoughts and prayers for those affected. Keith Hennick, coronavirus is on Donald Trump. Hate is on him. Yeah, I said to somebody earlier today, I never thought in my lifetime that I would ever see a president of the United States get up and say something like the Kung flu or the China virus or some of the other things. I don't care that he's conservative. I don't care that he was a Republican. I mean, again, we've lived through Republican presidents, conservative presidents, liberal presidents. I mean, the world doesn't come to an end because somebody becomes president. It just doesn't. Hadn't happened yet. But I also thought that I would never see that lack of decorum coming out of that office, coming from someone with that title. Never thought it. Again, we can argue policy all day long. I'm fine. You don't have to agree with my policy feelings and beliefs. But come on. Even if you thought that Wuhan, China, or the nation as a whole, the continent as a whole, is where the virus came from, you don't vilify an entire culture. You just don't. And how one would think that it's a far stretch that the most extreme fringed of our society might take that and do something bad with it, like attack people on the street, like vandalize homes and businesses and all that. When the highest voice in the land says something like that, it's just short-sighted. It's very short-sighted. So, again, talk politics with me all day long. Again, I've lived through liberal presidents and Congresses, conservative presidents and Congresses, and as well as mixed, which is what we kind of have right now. We're going to be fine. But it doesn't justify that kind of rhetoric coming out of the mouth of the highest office in the land. That person has a responsibility for the words that they say. I mean, I was shocked when I heard the statement, talking about Colin Kaepernick kneeling. I would fire those, and he said SOBs. And I'm thinking, like, when does a president call the mothers of citizens of his country the B word? And people just cheered and they clapped. Had nothing to do with policy, had nothing to do with votes. Just a very poor, immature choice of words. I would say the same thing if it were President Obama. I would say the same thing if it was President Biden. I would say the same thing if it was President Clinton. This thing is going too far, man. 8 people are dead that don't have to be. I stand with the Asian community. Stop Asian hate. We'll get into sports when I come back right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Attention business owners, listen carefully to this important message. Are you tired of struggling with monthly bookkeeping or always being behind? Maybe you're fed up with paying your CPA ridiculously high hourly rates for subpar services. At Finance Pal, we know your pain. We're small business owners who understand your tax and accounting needs. At Finance Pal, we take over your books and design a program custom tailored to fit your needs. Whether it's bookkeeping, payroll, bill pay, inventory tracking, or taxes, we have you covered. We handle some or all of these services for one flat, affordable, low monthly fee. Stop worrying about your books and drowning in paperwork. Let us worry while you focus on growing your business. This setup is easy. and we give you the tools and technology to make your monthly finances streamlined and organized. Call now for a free business assessment.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
You're listening to...
All right, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Winning Wednesday. I was trying to play a drop, and I hit the wrong button. Here we go.
This is Tamara Fuentes.
And Taylor Stevens with Chosen Hoops.
And we're at KYOK at the lunch break with AJ Jones, the number one and only.
Yeah.
Hey, you should be here.
All right, that's what I was trying to get to right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Big shout out to Tamara and Teddy, brother and sister, doing great things out there in the area of physical health and people getting in shape and all that, man. I love it. Anyway, back here on the show. It's Winning Wednesday. Donna Coleman-Holman says, color of the year 2019, by the way, says, why is someone trying to come for Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson? Sexual allegations. I don't believe he did it. I'm just saying. I was going to get to that right now. The other serious thing that happened in breaking news last night was Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson was reportedly being sued for allegedly sexually assaulting a female masseuse. Allegedly, he groped her, and Watson vehemently denied the allegation, saying, and I quote, I have never treated any woman with anything other than the utmost respect, end quote. The suit is being brought by failed mayoral candidate Tony Busby, who is what is he, on the Board of Regents or something for A&M, ran for mayor, lost, tried to sue a TV station because he felt like the TV station, the guy who had the tank in his front yard in River Oaks, had the River Oaks community trying to get him and his tank out of there. Next door neighbor of Bob McNair, former owner of the Houston Texans, Tony Busby. Let me get into this a little bit. Let me get into this a little bit. Let me get into more of the details of Deshaun's statement. And Deshaun said, and I quote, let me make sure I got it. Yeah, as a result of a social media post by a publicity-seeking plaintiff's lawyer, I recently became aware of a lawsuit that has apparently been filed against me. I have not yet seen the complaint, but I know this. I have never treated any woman with anything other than the utmost respect. He continued and said, and I quote, "The plaintiff's lawyer claims that this isn't about money, but before filing the suit, he made a baseless six-figure settlement demand, which I quickly rejected. Unlike him, this isn't about money for me. It's about clearing my name, and I look forward to doing that." End quote. I'm a little different. I look for patterns and stuff that makes sense, stuff that doesn't make sense. I kind of, okay, that don't make sense. What's that about? Where are the criminal charges? It's not like this was 20 years ago, allegedly. I'm not saying about the woman. If she feels like or was sexually assaulted, then by all means, pursue it legally. But I'm talking about the attorney now. I'm talking about the attorney. The justice system allows for there to be charges brought against a defendant if a misdemeanor or felony has been committed. Now, I know where I'm going with this, because the standard of proof is harder and higher for a criminal conviction. A lot of times you'll have these attorneys jump in it and they will try to go for a civil judgment, money. And in this particular case, thinking that because it's Deshaun and the situation that he's in and who he is, he might not want this to come to light. So let's go ahead and throw a number out there and try and get him to settle. But Deshaun, feeling like he's done nothing wrong and also knowing his rights, rejected it. Only to find out via social, not the court filing, not being served with papers, not being arrested and charged, but in a social media post, that a suit was being filed alleging that he sexually assaulted this woman. I got to take a break, but when I come back, I want to read some of the posts that attorney Tony Busby made on social media. We'll be right back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Hi, I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. Do you need rims for your car? OMG has them too. OMG Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs. So give them a call at 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen on the north side.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. 2 radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Let's be honest, wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feathershare Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Featherchair, the world's lightest wheelchair, is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. That's 800-262-4690.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM at KYOKradio.org.
Hey guys, this is Irma J from Internal Revamp, and you're listening to AJ on the lunch break.
Appreciate you, Irma J. Queen Irma J. Loves me some Irma J. All right, now let me get back to these comments made by attorney Tony Busby, failed mayoral candidate here in the city of Houston. I guess Texas A&M Board of Regents or something. And here we go. Tony Busby on his Instagram page says, I'm extremely proud to represent those who have no perceived power against those who have, all caps, perceived power. Things are changing in this country, in this great state, and in this great city, and I feel like it's for the better, for all of us. Today, we filed suit against Deshaun Watson. Too many times women have put up with behavior that we all know no one should put up with. Should we make excuses for the famous or those who hold special positions or quarterbacks on local professional football teams? I don't think so. All people are equal and all deserve dignity and respect. My dad was a butcher. My mom drove my school bus and worked in the snack bar. Knowing what I know now, my mama had more dignity in her pinky finger than most executives or coaches or politicians or famous athletes have in their whole bodies. This case we just filed against Watson isn't about money. It's about dignity and stopping behavior that should be stopped. Now, stay tuned for more details. Let me say this. I'm a Marine. I'm not easily intimidated. If you have info or have been part of this, contact my office. I got a lot of questions. I got like a lot of questions. I mean, no disrespect to your mom and your dad. You know me, I talk to them like they're listening. He might be. I don't, no disrespect to Mother Busby and Daddy Busby, but what they got to do with this? Like, it sounds like you're running for mayor again. And I'm sorry, what do the Marines got to do with this? I mean, it does. It sounds like complete grandstanding. I mean, let's just put it in context. If this person claimed to have the best interest of his client in mind, then why is there not more emphasis put on the client? Why is this attorney sounding more like they're campaigning than concerned about the hurt, the pain, and the alleged abuse of the client? What about the client's mother and father? What about the client's position in our community? Who cares that you were a Marine? All due respect to the Marines. I get the part about trying to reach out to other potential clients. Always be branding. But all the other stuff just sounds like blah, 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 blah. I keep saying that I'm going to withhold my opinion and let this play out. But I would be remiss if I didn't just at least say, if it was anybody other than Deshaun Watson, and I'm not talking about the football player. I'm talking about a young man that I followed from his days at Gainesville High School in Georgia before he went to Clemson. I was one of the ones that did not want him to go to Clemson. I wanted him to go to Georgia. I wanted him to go to Ohio State. I just, anybody other than Deshaun, and I might be like, I'm not saying Deshaun is without sin. I'm not saying he can't do any wrong, but I got to tell you, I'm one of those people that you are innocent until proven guilty. And I don't waver on that. My support, my friendship, my allegiance, my whatever it is that we have in between us, it doesn't waver while I'm waiting for proof of your guilt or a proof of your innocence. But again, anybody other than Deshaun, and I mean, it's this doesn't sound like anything in this young man's character. Nothing at all. And again, I'm not going to make it about race or anything like that. I'll tell you what, it ain't the first time that a prominent man of color has been vilified, if you will. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Brother AJ, this is Ferdinand, lunch breakers, and to my girl Donna Coleman. How you doing? let me share something with the American people. AJ, I've never been afraid of titles. I've never been given a spirit of fear, but of sound mind. I don't care if you're a Marine. I don't care if you have MD by your name. That don't mean a hill of beans to me. We're created equal. And I'm glad my father helped me realize that. Now, all this, pushing us around, hiding behind your title and this and that and the other, man, look, that's, it's really absurd. But AJ, they've always come for us. So if you have some allegations or your client or whatever, man, bring the facts, put it in the court. All this other rhetoric nonsense that you're talking about, man, nobody care about that, man. And for you folk out there that try to hide behind y'all titles, look, we're not scared of you guys. We just believe in our Lord and Savior. We try to compel the law of the land. And look, man, stay in your lane. Because at some point, you can keep kicking a dog, AJ. When that dog has no other reason but to come out fighting, guess what? That dog gonna let you know that, look, I was afraid, but in my being afraid, I still know how to defend myself. We haven't unleashed the wrath on these people because we just love our Lord and Savior. We just want peace. We don't want to bother nobody. But AJ, trouble will find you. Don't go looking for it. It'll find you. So look, we're going to stay supporting Deshaun. We know he's taking a stance on what he believes is right for the Texans is concerned. Now, if anything else changes besides this lady, we'll deal with that then. But right now, innocent until proven guilty. We're not going to let Tony Busby come in and destroy the guy we know and love because he's taking a stance. We've seen it with Colin Kaepernick. But at some point, AJ, African-American people have to stick together and fight against the craziness in this world. Because we've seen crazy, these last couple of months and years. I mean, it's out of hand. So, man, look, I wish you guys would just leave us alone. All we want to do is to be a part of this life until God calls us home. But if you keep pushing us, I feel sorry for you. I hate I had to say that, AJ, but, man, maybe somebody needs to hear that because, look, we're going to respect you as best we can. But at some point, AJ, we're getting tired.
Ferdinand, I got nothing to add, and I certainly don't have anything to take away, bro.
God bless you. I love you to the moon, doctor. I'm always support you, man. Look, if we ever had to go on the front line, AJ, I know who I'm going to have on my side.
Brother, and you know this. Do you hear me? And you know this.
Absolutely. God bless you, man.
Love you to life, man.
Thank you for all you do. Appreciate
All right. Ferdinand, Caller of the Year 2017. Donna Coleman-Holman, Caller of the Year 2019. I got them both. One on YouTube, the other one on the phone line. Yeah, there's a couple of parts that just jumped out into me, like where Tony Busby said, things are changing in this country, in this great state, and in this city, and I feel like it's for the better. I need to know what you're talking about. I need to know what's changing and what's for the better. I'm one of those young people who got A's in creative writing because my little mind will make it up if you don't give me the details. I used to go and sit at the mall with enough money to get something to eat and drink, and I would sit in a couple of spots and watch people walk by and make up my own stories while my sister was walking around with her friends. So if I don't have details to what attorney Tony Busby meant when he said things are changing in this country, in this great state, and in this great city, and I feel like it's for the better for all of us. What is he talking about? What does that mean exactly? What does that have to do with Deshaun? What does that have to do with your client? I need to know, because I will fill in some blanks until you tell me otherwise. Rodney DeWalt said he lost my potential vote. Donna Coleman-Holman says, if this happens, why didn't she go to the police and to the hospital? One thing I'll say is I understand that there is trauma involved. She wasn't raped. Let's get nobody's alleging that she was raped on her side or on any other side. Apparently, she is alleging that she was groped, which is still sexual assault. Anybody touching you anywhere on your body without your permission, that is sexual assault. And then it's up for the courts, juries, and judges to decide to the extent. Felony, misdemeanor, prison, jail, time served, whatever. whatever, not guilty, whatever. But I understand there's trauma when things happen like that, and sometimes people don't respond the way that, we think or feel like they should have or we would in that situation. As a father, if that had happened to my child, we're going to the police. We're filing a report. We're going to the hospital. We're going to look for evidence. And I'm going to encourage my child that I will be there by your side every step of the way as we seek justice for you. If my child says, no, Daddy, I can't go through it, then I'll have to deal with that then. But my job as a father would be, listen, you're not alone. I will not allow you to be bullied. I will take the heat. But we're going to seek justice for you if this is what you're telling me happened. And then we step it from there. So maybe, I'm speculating. I'm trying to be unbiased and open-minded. Maybe she didn't have that kind of support. Maybe she didn't know what to do. If this really happened, she didn't know what to do. Maybe she didn't feel like that was necessary, which is why I'm not really talking about her yet, because I don't have any evidence. All I have is she alleges that this happens. And from her standpoint, I guess I got to believe it until it's proven otherwise. But also at the same time, I got to believe Deshaun until proven otherwise. The person that I have the questions to is the attorney who does this for a living. And he knows that her word against his word is hard to prove if there's no physical evidence, no witnesses, no video, no audio, no text messages that say, hey, I'm sorry I did that to you, no possible payoffs, no history. Deshaun did this to this person in this time and that person in that time. It's all a legal process. And absent any of that or all of that, it's hard to prove. But let's see if we can't get him to blink. Let's file a civil lawsuit and demand money. And for 6 figures, I don't know what the exact number was, but for 6 figures, we'll make this go away. And Deshaun, having done nothing wrong, believing he had done nothing wrong, said, no, I don't know this lady. This didn't happen. And instead of Tony say, okay, now we got to go the other route. Let's get you, let's call the police. Let's get some evidence. What were you wearing that night? What do you, who did you talk to afterwards? Let's build a case. Tony Busby, the attorney who does this for a living, chose not to do that. He chose to talk about his mother, with all due respect, his father, again, I don't know if he's alive, with all due respect, and himself as a Marine, which has nothing to do with the defense or the sought of justice for his client. It just seems and feels very, very fishy. Doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. And we would be silly to not notice that, of all people, the one guy who is having some kind of major, estrangement from the organization and team family, Deshaun Watson, to the point where he no longer wanted to be a member of the organization. I mean, it's just, the timing is uncanny. What this would say or mean to his reputation if proven to be true, or even if it's not proven to be true, some of this stuff sticks like, he's got character issues. Remember, he was accused of, back when he was in Houston, what that could mean to his character how that could devalue him, disgrace him, and let him know don't mess with Texas. I'm not saying any of this is true, but it's just we'd be silly not to notice the coincidence and the timing of it all. Like, well, maybe now he'll just come on in and play football. Or maybe he'll leave and nobody will want it. We can void his contract because of the code of conduct policy clause. Maybe the league will step in and suspend him and nobody will have him. It's a whole lot of coincidences here. Let me take a break. If you want in, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's Winning Wednesday.
Now, in-home or in-office do-it-yourself COVID-19 testing is available to you, and the results are 99% accurate. Save your time and be safe by avoiding the lines and crowds. You can test yourself and your family members at home. Test your employees at work, making sure your workplace is safe. Simply call Citation Bioscience at the number we're about to give you to order your COVID-19 testing kits. When they arrive, follow the simple instructions and send them back to us with our prepaid shipping. Results are ready the next day in 95% of the cases. And remember, they are 99% accurate and reimbursable by your insurance company. Save your time, stay safe, and avoid the crowds. Order your COVID-19 kits now by calling this number now. Pricing starts at $119 and discounts are available for larger orders. Call now. 800-247-8046. 800-247-8046. That's 800-247-8046.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we're giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
I'm Ben Tankett, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's our Winning Wednesday. And I'm talking about the alleged suit filed against Deshaun Watson for allegedly sexually assaulting a female masseuse, to which Watson denied vehemently, saying, "I have never treated any woman with anything other than the utmost respect." Of course, Watson had previously demanded a trade from the team and is saying that he is willing to sit out. Doesn't want to play anymore. So, I don't know. Timing, coincidences in the timing, potential effect on the player, any trade suitors could kind of paint him in a position where, hey, we can make this all go away. Keep your nose clean, get out there and play, and we'll take care of it from there. I mean, I'm just speculating now. I'm not saying this is it. I'm just speculating. It's just coincidental. And like I said, as a young man with a vivid imagination, A's in creative writing, I'll write a story, man. I can write a story. Rodney, is the same day the Texans sign Taylor, Watson gets a lawsuit slapped on him from a former mayoral candidate. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? And that's the thing. I mean, we should be talking about Tyrod Taylor agreeing to a 1 year, $12.5 million deal, bunch of incentives. It's going to be really about a 1 year, $6 million deal, but with incentives, he can make up to 12.5. Great player. I like Tyrod. Before Baltimore got Lamar Jackson, I thought Tyrod Taylor should have been the starting quarterback in Baltimore. Of course, when he went to Cleveland, I wasn't mad at Hugh Jackson for starting Tyrod. But of course, the whole Baker Mayfield machine. And then talk about just, can't catch a break. Goes to the Chargers as their starting quarterback. Plays exceptionally well in the first game. And then a team physician accidentally punctures his lung. Where's the settlement on that? Malpractice on that. Like, you did what? Here's my six-figure settlement request. And of course, Justin Herbert goes on to be the rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year. So can't be mad, but that Tyrod Taylor just can't catch a break. And now he has a chance to come to Houston and was more than likely going to start on opening day, not because of this lawsuit, but because Deshaun was threatening to sit out, and somebody's got to play quarterback. I mean, I know Deshaun didn't think, oh, yeah, I'm going to sit out, and, the Texans had to go 10 against 11 without a quarterback. Somebody was going to play. A.J. McCarron is not under contract. Josh McCown has been released so that he can become a future head coach. So the Texans needed somebody at quarterback, and they got one of the better options to either fill in for Deshaun or back Deshaun up should something happen to him and he decided to play and something happened to him. So, again, Tyrod can't catch a break. Instead of the city talking about him coming in, getting a shot to help turn the organization around, chance to compete to start in place of Deshaun until Deshaun either gets traded or comes on in, you got this going on. I like Tyrod. In fact, I said when I saw the news, I just hate that he's coming to this mess. Because I will continue to say it. And again, this is me, AJ Jones, saying this. This is not the station owner. This is not the general manager. This is not the program director. This is not any of our sponsors or any of the hosts on the other show. This is me saying it. It's a mess over there off of Kirby and Fannin. It's an absolute mess. That organization is being run like a hot mess from top to bottom. All that free agent movement, of course, they had to get a few players from New England because God forbid you have a whole season go by and you don't get some players from New England in Houston. I think there's some kind of 12th or 13th commandment, thou shalt not trade for, draft, or bring in players, coaches, general managers / people from New England. And I was saying to one of the hosts of the on one of our other stations, our flagship station, I'm not impressed with Nick Caserio because all he's trying to do is be Bill Belichick. And that hasn't worked well for anybody who's tried to just be Bill Belichick. Don't come in and duplicate what Bill Belichick be. Come and be Nick Caserio. It's what I said at the 3:30 break yesterday. And then by 5:30, the Texans had made a move and signed Tyrod Taylor. And I came on and said, all right, now that's a good move. No shade on any of the other signees. Maybe they'll be great. But the Tyrod Taylor was a good move. No matter what his position. Backup, starter, good move, solid pick for the Texans. Nick Caserio, you're one for however many other ones you signed. But again, we got this Deshaun Watson stuff hanging over our head. All right, let me go to a couple of messages. Jerry says, AJ, I hear you, but what if he did it? If he did it, and I don't believe that he did, but if he did it, should be prosecuted. Whatever the law says, that's what should happen. I think people, never took the time to listen when folks were just simply saying, not talking about marching, protesting, I'm not talking about the actual groups or the founders or whatever. When people were just saying Black Lives Matter, not talking about the protests, not talking about the official groups or the founders, but just saying the phrase Black Lives Matter. What I meant was that just treat us like you would treat anyone else in the same situation. So if the law calls for this, then do that. If the right thing to do is this, then do that. Doesn't mean shoot them down because you were scared or shoot them down because they resisted, or kneel on their neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds with your hands in your pocket because you have all the authority. So it's the same thing with Deshaun. Whatever, if he did it, and I don't believe he did, then whatever the law allows for, then do that. Nobody's asking for special treatment for anyone. But just like with the young man for Georgia, this person killed 8 people, flees in a car from the police, and some kind of way he gets taken in alive. Kids walking around in his neighborhood with some Skittles and a soda, in some kind of way he gets killed because he's different. Oh, but you look suspicious. Then why is he dead? Woman sleeping in her home, people break in and they're disoriented, and the male in the home tries to defend his castle, and because it's police, this woman gets killed, and somehow it's her fault. But everywhere else, man, the Second Amendment, they're allowed to defend their home. Just treat people of color with the same way, judgment, prosecution, whatever. Don't stiffen the penalties because they're black. Don't stiffen the penalties because he's an athlete. Whatever the law would normally allow, do that. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on here. I'll do her at the top of the hour. I'll get Sybil Wilkes at the top of the hour. On the lunch break, on the legendary KYOK. It's Winning Wednesday. If you want in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or text me 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We made it. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this trying to be the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's more idea. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had no work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We made it. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, that was just first hour on the books, second hour underway right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's Winning Wednesday. And let's get a COVID-19 update from Sybil Wilkes on what you need to know on the legendary KYOK.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today. Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin is facing charges of racism. During a recent radio interview, the Republican said he never felt threatened during the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol by a predominantly white crowd, adding if the protesters were Black Lives Matter and Antifa, he would have felt differently. In response to the racist charges of his radio interview, Senator Johnson came out Monday portraying himself not as a racist, but as the victim. Health officials are sounding the alarm about relaxed COVID-19 restrictions combined with increased travel nationwide, just as new data shows the emergence of several variants in the U.S. According to the CDC, a more contagious and more deadly variant is on its way to becoming the dominant variant in the U.S. by the end of this month or early April. Experts urge all Americans, vaccinated or not, to continue to wear masks, practice physical distancing, and frequent hand washing. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit SybilWilkes.com. Be informed, Be empowered.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Again, it's our Winning Wednesday. And let me give you a quick sports update. Been talking about it all afternoon. Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson reportedly being sued for allegedly sexually assaulting and groping a female masseuse, to which Watson vehemently denied, saying, and I quote, "I have never treated any woman with anything other than the utmost respect," end quote. Watson, of course, had previously demanded a trade from the team. Texans did sign quarterback Tyrod Taylor to a 1-year, $12.5 million deal. Cowboy backup quarterback Andy Dalton going to the Bears, and more than likely going to be the starting quarterback over Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles. The Bears were unable to pull off a trade for Russell Wilson. The Rockets tied a franchise record with 17 losses in a row. They only had 8 players available when they lost 119-107 to Atlanta. Now, 3 of them played very well, scored 20-plus points, but it wasn't enough. Rockets going to host Golden State tonight at 7, trying not to break the record for the longest losing streak in franchise history. Poor New Orleans, they blew a 17-point lead late and lost to Portland 125-124. And I will say this, young man, you got to hit your free throws down the stretch. They lost that one. Spurs going to visit the Bulls tonight at 7. Astros lost to the Mets yesterday 8-3. The Rangers beat the Giants 10-6. And Texas Southern going to take on Mount St. Mary's tomorrow at 4:10 p.m. Texas Southern taking on Mount St. Mary's tomorrow at 4:10 p.m. That'll be the first game of the NCAA March Madness tournament. Now, we are going to have a lunch break, keeping up with the Joneses March Madness Challenge. Got the brackets already set up. If you want to participate, there is no charge. You can fill out 2 brackets and compete to win big money. Big money. You know how we do it. And with this one, because it's done online through CBS Sports, you can actually see where you rank amongst your players, other players. If you would like the link to the bracket, text me 832-403-5005. I'll send you the link. You can share it with friends, family. Don't have to be a lunch breaker to participate, but you just got to get it in by Friday. Got to have it by Friday. What time is the first game on Friday? Let me tell you. Let me tell you what it is. Okay. NCAA basketball scores Friday. Here we go. Oh, got to get it off of the bang. All right. I got to have your brackets by 11:30 a.m. on Friday. Got to have your brackets in by 11:30 on Friday. The brackets close, if I'm not mistaken, before then. Hold on. Let me see something. Yeah, the brackets, I think, close before then. So, hang on. Oh, yeah. I got to have the brackets by Friday at 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. The brackets close at 11 a.m. So, again, if you want a bracket, send me a text, 832-403-5005, and I'll email you the link. You can do 2 of them. If you want to send that link to other people, you can do that. Everyone will compete for the same prize. The winner at the end will win and I'm working on the amount with one of the sponsors, but probably going to be in the $300, $400, $500 range. It's going to be good money, if not more. So trying to get it done. You know, it's COVID. People are just trying to get back out there. I got a couple sponsors that want to do this. We just haven't locked in the amount. But get your bracket in by Friday at 11 a.m. Central. All right? If you want to email me, aj@kyoksports.com, aj@kyoksports.com, and just say, AJ, send me the link, and I'll send it out to you. Keith Hennig says, I'm ready for big money. UT will win a game. And UT might go all the way, man. Don't play. Don't play. UT might go all the way. Here's my final four. See, that's why I'm letting you do two brackets, because you can do an upset bracket and you can do your conservative bracket. So in one of my final fours, it's going to be UT, U of H. Who else? Texas Southern. Nah, I probably won't be able to get away with that. But UT and U of H are going to be in the final four of one of my brackets. One of my brackets is going to be UT, U of H. Todd, don't let me beat you again. Todd, if I beat you again, it's over, bro. Oh, man. Uh-oh, somebody spammed me on. Somebody spammed me on YouTube, I think, or Facebook. CJ says, Keith, I miss Keith and Monique. CJ said it's game time. It's bracket time. It is bracket time. All right, let me take a break. When we come back, we'll start breaking down some of these other moves. I got a bunch of text messages about our first hour conversation, so I may read a couple of those, but if you want to get in, 281-453-1000. It's 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break.
Attention business owners, listen carefully to this important message. Are you tired of struggling with monthly bookkeeping or always being behind? Maybe you're fed up with paying your CPA ridiculously high hourly rates for subpar services. At Finance Pal, we know your pain. We're small business owners who understand your tax and accounting needs. At Finance Pal, we take over your books and design a program custom tailored to fit your needs. Whether it's bookkeeping, payroll, bill pay, inventory tracking, or taxes, we have you covered. We handle some or all of these services for one flat, affordable, low monthly fee. Stop worrying about your books and drowning in paperwork. Let us worry while you focus on growing your business. This setup is easy, and we give you the tools and technology to make your monthly finances streamlined and organized. Call now for a free business assessment.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
I'm again, and you're listening to The Lunch Break with AJ on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3. Yeah.
All right, y'all, we appreciate you. Dre Tate, what's going on out there, man? You and Bishop Becca, hello to you. Hope everything is going well with y'all on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Winning Wednesday, and you got a chance to win big money in the lunch break, keeping up with the Joneses March Madness Challenge. Don't forget to give me the final score of what you think the championship game will be. That will be the tiebreaker. But just go ahead and click on that link if you want. And listen, if you've never done a bracket before, again, it's no fee, it's no cost. Go ahead and give it a shot. CJ and Desiree and y'all go ahead and give it a shot. It'll be a lot of fun. A lot of fun to track what you're doing against everybody else. So let's see what it could be. Let's see what it could be. All right. All right. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all new 92.3 FM. Again, I am AJ Jones. All right. So let me see this text message. 317. Where's that? Indianapolis? 317-433. AJ, it seems like things always happen when somebody decides they don't want to be a part of the organization. We started hearing about baby mamas with DeAndre Hopkins. We started hearing about issues with Dwayne Brown and Mr. McNair. We started hearing about Jadeveon Clowney not going to meetings. This one seems a little extreme. I keep saying the coincidences of this one out of everything else, the coincidences of the timing, it's hard to ignore. It's very hard to ignore. So, I don't know what to tell you there. 832-683, AJ, if you were another team, would you trade for Deshaun with this unresolved? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's no reason not to. There's no, just irrefutable evidence out there that any of this happened. The NFL can do their thing and get involved and decide what they want to do. And, they've gone a couple of different ways. They kind of got ahead of it with Ezekiel Elliott. And even though the people that do that thing for a living said no charges, the NFL suspended Ezekiel Elliott. I think that was more because of pattern of behavior than that one incident. But then there have been others that they just like, nah, there ain't enough here. No issues. So if I'm another team and the Texans do finally decide to let go of Deshaun, I'm trading for him as fast as I would have, if the situation wasn't out there. If it wasn't out there. All right. AP, what's going on, AP? AP says, does this hurt Deshaun's trade value, in your opinion? No, I don't. I think there are other people out there smart enough to kind of see through the smoke associated with this one. Again, I'm not saying anything is true. I will say this. If there is anyone in that organization that might be behind some kind of smear campaign against Deshaun, they should never be allowed to work in the league again. Ever. Like ever. If Cal McNair somehow gets tied to this, because Tony Busby and Bob McNair were friends. If Cal McNair somehow gets tied to some kind of smear campaign behind this incident, he should be forced to sell the team and never allowed to own in the league again. This would be worse than Donald Sterling, and here's why. It's one thing for Donald Sterling to say racist things about people and have to lose his team. It's another thing for an owner to be behind some type of incident, situation, circumstance that could cost a person their freedom. And if not their freedom, a civil judgment. That's worse than the woman out in Central Park that said the black man was trying to kill her and the man hadn't even come anywhere near her. The one that was yanking her dog around on the chain and found out through the video that none of that happened. This is worse. Maybe it's not worse. Maybe I'm overemphasizing. This is as bad. So we'll see. We'll see. But no, I don't think it hurts his draft stock. All right. Let's see. PR. AJ, it's a shame because the Texans made some quality moves. This overshadows the organization. Just when you think they were about to settle down and focus on football again, here we go. Yeah, agree. 100%. I agree. I thought we were going to come in talking about draft picks. Free agents. Thought we were going to come in talking about free agents. And here we are. Here we are. So, I don't know what to say at this point. It's frustrating, to say the least. Let me look. I'm trying to get to the Rockets and Atlanta last night. Rockets only had 8 healthy players. Rockets only had 8 healthy players last night. And Victor Oladipo had a big night, 34 points on 13 of 20 shooting. He was 4 for 6 from 3. Then you had Deshaun Tate with 25, 6, and 6. He was 9 of 19 and 4 of 7 from 3. You had Kevin Porter Jr. with 22 and 8, 10 for 21 from the field. Had a tough night from 3. In fact, I haven't been real impressed with him from 3, but you got to take the open shot. He was only 2 for 9 from 3. But he is a playmaker, and he can distribute the ball. And then you had 11 rebounds from Sterling Brown, 8 points, 11 rebounds. Not a bad night from them guys. Mason Jones, 9 points off the bench. Kenyon Martin Jr., 7 off the bench with 5 rebounds. 8 players. Not saying Atlanta is any kind of powerhouse. They're in the top 8 in the East. The Rockets aren't going to be bad when they get healthy. When Christian Wood comes back, John Wall, don't know if they're going to hang on to Victor Oladipo. They still haven't worked out a trade. Probably going to be March 25th with P.J. Tucker and maybe Eric Gordon, maybe Daniel House or Ben McLemore. But whoever's left standing, John Wall, Christian Wood, and let's pick somebody. Let's say they keep Eric Gordon. You throw in Kevin Porter and, probably Deshaun Tate. Ain't a bad starting 5. Not saying they're going to challenge the Lakers or the Clippers or Phoenix, Utah. They're not going to be second worst in the West. And don't forget, they got to be in the bottom 4 in the NBA to get that top 4 pick. Honestly, this season is shot for me. I wouldn't mind them getting that top 4 pick. I would love to see that player, come in from college and be in the mix with the other young players that they'll have heading into next year. In fact, I'll go out on a limb, barring anything coronavirus related. Injuries, you can't count on. But the X factor this year is coronavirus. Barring anything coronavirus related, the Rockets are in the top 6 in the Western Conference next season with, that starting 5 lineup, a bench of some of the players not named P.J. Tucker, not named Daniel House or Ben McLemore. Some of these other young guys, Mason Jones, Kenyon Martin Jr., Even Patton. I'll keep Justin Patton. Big man, 6'11". Got to have some length. Rockets are in the top 6 of the Western Conference. It just kind of remind you of something. They've been in the top 6 in the Western Conference with James Harden, with Russ Westbrook, with Chris Paul, and with Dwight Howard. That ain't a bad place for them to be without those guys. Got to take a break. I'll be right back on the lunch break. Legendary KYOK.
Hi, I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. Do you need rims for your car? OMG has them too. OMG Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs. So give them a call at 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen on the north side.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. 2 radio stations in one.
I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio 1140 AM and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
This is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's Winning Wednesday. Not going to do stats battle today, this week. We're going to kick off the lunch break March Madness, the lunch break Keeping Up with the Joneses Eminem Challenge. Lunch break Keeping Up with the Joneses Eminem Challenge. Let me not use their words. I don't want to get in trouble. So again, we're going to postpone stats battle until we get that up and rolling, because somebody's going to win some big money. We want to focus all our attention on that. All right, TD Blackshear, what's going on? Join TD Blackshear for Table Talk Tuesdays from 10 to 11 on the legendary KYOK AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. If you have not heard my brother, TD Blackshear, on Table Talk, you're missing it. You're missing it. Very, very open and frank discussion. I like it. I like that real. I like that real, and nobody's more real than TD Blackshear. So check out Table Talk Tuesdays from 10 to 11 right here on the lunch break. I mean, on the legendary KYOK. Sorry. Everything ain't about my show. All right. GS. AJ, with the moves that the Texans made, if Deshaun sits out, how many wins you think? I'm going with 8. Remember, this is that 17-game year. So if they win 8 games, they won't be 8-8. They'll be 8-9. 8 wins coming up from 4 is still a big improvement. I'm not sure I'm ready to give them that. Like, Without Deshaun, 4, 5. Indianapolis is not going to be a lot worse. Tennessee is not going to be a lot worse. And Jacksonville might be a whole lot better. So where are the wins in the division going to come from this year? And let me look at their non-conference, non-division schedule and see where the wins from, outside can come from. Let me see here. Here we go. Do I have it? Don't have it. Texans opponents for 2021. All right, here we go. Here we go. Of course, the Texans are going to play the Colts, Titans, Jaguars. But watch this. They're going to play the Patriots. That could be a loss. They're going to play the Jets. They're going to play the Rams. That could be a loss. They're going to play the Seahawks. And they're going to play the Chargers. I say again, 4, 5, 6 maybe. Without Deshaun, yeah. Not much. Not much improvement. Name me one of those free agents that the Texans just signed that you can add 2 extra wins to because they signed that player. I mean, the only player that I feel like can make plays by himself or, directly related to his actions because of his skill set would be Tyrod Taylor. Can he hit a few more open receivers than Deshaun did? Well, guess what? Deshaun had one of the best seasons in NFL history for a quarterback on a team that lost 12 games. So you telling me that Tyrod's going to come in and do better than Deshaun did last year? That's a heck of a season. But I didn't see any of those outside linebackers or inside linebackers, definitely none of the defensive backs. I mean, maybe the kick returner. Can he flip a game over or something? I don't know. I don't know if I see 2 extra wins because of who they signed. Cowboys are different. I'm not trying to hurt Texan fans' feelings. The Cowboys are different. Just getting Dak back. Question, is he healthy? Is he at least up to where he was before he got hurt? Now I'm seeing a couple of more wins than what they had last year because Dak is back. And what were the Cowboys last year? 6-10. So 8-9, 9-8. That wins them the division. 8 wins, and they would have been in the playoffs last year. So yeah, Texan fans. I mean, let's not. Before y'all start going 9-9 at the Rocket fans, hang on. Your fortunes may not turn around anytime soon either. Not a lot of wins on that schedule, just given who they signed. Let's see. Keith Hennig said the Jaguars are very busy building a real team. Keep an eye on them. That's what I say. Everybody in the division has gotten better. I don't see the Texans beating Tennessee twice. I don't see them beating Indianapolis twice. And oh yeah, by the way, if they split with Jacksonville, that's 5 losses right there. That's 5 losses right there. And then again, you throw in New England, I'll leave that one out. Jets, there's a win. Maybe. Rams, there's 6 losses. Seattle, there's 7 losses. Chargers, it's possibly 8 losses. 9-8 wouldn't be a bad season. 9-8 would be a real good season. Nina Wilson-Jones, thank you for repping the #1 public HBCU in the nation, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, a.k.a. FAMU. Hashtag I'm loving it. Hashtag I'm a fan. Hashtag simply the best. Hashtag better than all the rest. Hashtag better than anyone. Hashtag COLAC. I'm going to act like I know what that means. Hashtag FAMU forever. Hashtag in all the world. Hashtag there's only one. Hashtag proud second generation alum. Hashtag we bleed orange and green. Can I be honest? The green was why I wore the shirt. I didn't want to be walking around looking like a leprechaun, which I'm not. And I said, well, I know something's got a little green in it. And I can rock one of the best HBCUs out there. And I came up with the FAMU shirt. So, Nina Wilson-Jones, that's the post of the day. I love it. I love it, Nina Wilson-Jones. That is the post of the day. All right, so, where'd I go? I got distracted just that quick, loving on that post. I was trying to put hearts on that thing because that post had life on it. That one gets all kinds of love from me. Love. Whoops. I should pin that post. Let me pin it. I'm going to pin. I haven't pinned a post in forever. I'm going to pin that post. Pin comment. It's pinned. You know, you come with good comment. You come with good commentary. I'm pinning it from now on. From now on. But anyway, if anybody disagrees with me on the Texans, hit me up because, you know, I don't know. Big shout out to Marshall Nichols. I see you there. Yeah. Okay. What else we got out there? There was something else I saw out there that I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Now they're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles trading for Deshaun Watson. What's up, man? I mean, listen. Why can't y'all let Jalen Hurts just be great? I mean, why we gotta get somebody else in Philadelphia? Why can't Jalen Hurts just be the quarterback of Philadelphia? Why we gotta get Deshaun out there? I want Deshaun out of Houston, but I don't know if I want him to go to Philadelphia. That is funny to me. This comment says, the Bears made a huge offer for Russell Wilson before settling for Andy Dalton. I don't know who said it, but I thought it was hilarious when they said it. They said, translation, your card declined. It's not funny, but it's hilarious. They made a huge offer in Chicago for Russell Wilson from Seattle, and they settled for, say it slow, savor the taste, Andy Dalton. Translation, your card declined. Do you have another method of payment? Oh, okay. Where your balance on this one is only so you can only have Andy Dalton. There is no comparison whatsoever between Russell Wilson and Andy Dalton other than both of their last names end in the letter N, and both of them play quarterback. I mean, is Andy Dalton married? Both of them have wives. That's it. That's about it. Those are the only comparisons. You don't make a big pitch for Russell Wilson and not get him and then say, all right, well, we tried. All right, what's our next plan? Andy Dalton. Wait, what? Andy Dalton. I like you're sitting here next to me, but your phone is breaking up. Every time I say who, you say Andy Dalton. Like Andy Dalton did what? No, he didn't do anything. We're going to bring him in now that we didn't get Russell Wilson. That statement should be followed by these words. You're fired. Like right now. The Chicago Bears just got an older version of Mitchell Trubisky. And no one should have too many versions of Mitchell Trubisky, let alone an older version of Mitchell Trubisky. Especially when you've got the only other version of Mitchell Trubisky. The Bears quarterback room is Mitchell Trubisky, Nick Foles, and not Russell Wilson, but Andy Dalton. And some front office executive thought that that was a great plan B to not getting Russell Wilson. I got to take a break. But when I come back, can I tell you what the deal of the day was yesterday in NFL free agency? The deal of the day yesterday in NFL free agency when I come back right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Don't forget to join TD Blacksher for Table Talk Tuesdays from 10 to 11 on the legendary KYOK, AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and streaming live on KYOKradio.org.
Now, in-home or in-office do-it-yourself COVID-19 testing is available to you, and the results are 99% accurate. Save your time and be safe by avoiding the lines and crowds. You can test yourself and your family members at home. Test your employees at work, making sure your workplace is safe. Simply call Citation Bioscience at the number we're about to give you to order your COVID-19 testing kits. When they arrive, follow the simple instructions and send them back to us with our prepaid shipping. Results are ready the next day in 95% of the cases. And remember, they are 99% accurate and reimbursable by your insurance company. Save your time, stay safe, and avoid the crowds. Order your COVID-19 kits now by calling this number now. Pricing starts at $119 and discounts are available for larger orders. Call now. 800-247-8046. 800-247-8046. That's 800-247-8046.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we're giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen. And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Jonathan McReynolds here. Make room for the lunch break right here on the legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is Winning Wednesday, and I got to tell you what the deal of the day was. Real quick, let's see, just got a text in. Let me read that real quick. Conventional wisdom has Deshaun Watson going to the 49ers. I would feel okay with him going there. I'm not a Lynch fan. I'm definitely not a Kyle Shanahan fan, but it can't be worse than this mess down here in the H of Towns. And that's why I say I hate that Tyrod Taylor is coming to this mess. New England, the Lone Star edition of New England, the Lone Star Patriots. That's what they need to name the team. The Lone Star Patriots. But anyway, deal of the day yesterday was one Jacoby Aloysius Brissett deciding not to stay in Indianapolis and backing up Carson, I wish I was good, Wentz, but going down to Miami to play for Brian Flores and the Miami Dolphins. Now he's going to back up Tua or compete with Tua on a 1-year, $10 million deal. I'm sorry, $1 million, $10 million deal. I like it. I like the organization. I like the front office. I love the head coach. And I love what they're doing. Maybe not next season, but maybe in the season after that. So maybe not 2021. But 2022, I expect that the Miami Dolphins will be competing for the top spot in the AFC East. Not Buffalo, not New England, but Miami. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Hey, Jay, what's going on, brother? It's Longhorn Keith, man. How are you?
Brother, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm excellent, man. Excellent. Hey, I just quickly wanted to chime in on this thing with Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Without getting into finger pointing or victim blaming, I just want to talk about. Have you seen the report that came out?
Yeah, of course. I talked about it all first hour and have chewed up a lot of this second hour talking about it as well.
Gotcha. So in the lawsuit that was filed, this this rogue attorney, I'll just call him that. But that doesn't mean that the victim is rogue. It just means this guy is he's a piece of work. But in this, it claims that Deshaun came in. Her statement is that he came in looking for a sexual encounter, and that at some point he got aroused and exposed himself and touched her. And then the most damning statement in this lawsuit that I saw filed was that he messaged her apologizing and also asking that he has a career to protect and so does she. Now I'm not sure; these are all alleged things that took place. But I will say this. You mentioned something earlier in regards to the organization and the timeliness of this, because this took place in March of 2020. So, to me, I find it very interesting, to say the least, that these types of lawsuits would come out at this particular moment. On the day that they signed their backup quarterback, or presumably the backup quarterback, that these allegations would come out. I just find it not just strange, but I find it, and not just a coincidence, I almost find it intentional. And here's the reason why I say that. Because Tony Busby made that statement in his Instagram post about things are changing in the city and in this state. And I'm not sure, as you said, I don't know the underlying meaning of that, but I'll just assume that, let's just say he's fighting for the victims, so to speak. Well, I didn't see that same energy when there were previous victims thrown out at people who were in the same party as him. I didn't feel that same energy. So all of a sudden now times are changing. I find that very peculiar. But nonetheless, I think at its best that this is simply there's certainly some evidence, or could be some evidence of some manipulation that's taken place in the organization. And certainly they could be hands off, but also be directing some moves. And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying this feels very, very strange to me. And if I've never, and I'm not a Texans fan, as you know, but if I've never said this before, I'll say it now. I pray to God that Deshaun Watson gets his full release from this organization and is able to go play and be free of this whole situation. Because they're a complete nightmare over at the Texans organization. And it's embarrassing. And for people who support buy tickets, but I don't see how. It's bad.
Yeah, I mean, Keith, I was letting you go because it was one of those. Let me stop you when you start lying. I mean, seriously, bro. I'm trying to be very careful with my statements. I want every single solitary person who deals with any kind of sexual assault or people being touched against their will. I got somebody who they were playing with me, touching me and stuff, and I was like, stop. Like, stop, don't touch me. That don't do that. And they got mad at me, and I'm thinking to myself, you were touching me. And it wasn't even sexually, and I was offended. So, I'm for everybody getting their justice when that happens. But if that's not what happened, I don't want to see somebody like a Deshaun Watson have his name tarnished by a guy like Tony Busby for no good reason than self-serving, just putting himself above everything. I mean, he literally put himself above his own client.
I'm sorry. Let me chime in, because I think at stake here, and this is what I believe. This is not AJ. This is not anybody. This is just my thoughts, right? I believe that there's a bigger wheel behind this clause. I think that there are some things that we don't see that are taking place, and he is just a great puppet to be manipulated for the right price, to hush, to keep the noise, to tarnish said legacy of the star who's, for example, in one of the movies, and I forget, I think it was maybe Roots, when one of the slave owners felt as though he'd earned the right, since he bought the slave, to have sexual relations with his wife.
Yeah.
And because he refused, the slave owner then made him go out to the field where he would be killed, so that he could have his wife.
Yeah.
So from that same perspective, all I'm saying is I think that there's an organization monster that is trying their very darnest to ensure that either one, Deshaun cooperates, or two, he gets out of the city with a tarnished image.
And Keith, let me tell you, Keith, real quick, let me tell you why there is some validity to that. If the Texans are as committed to Deshaun as they say that they are, a statement right now, if nothing else, saying, we know Deshaun and this is not conducive with his character or the man that he knows, and we are going to watch this every step of the way. Now, notice what you did. You didn't vilify her, but you literally said, we know him, and this doesn't line up with his character. So we're just going to see how this plays out. They haven't even done that. They haven't said a word. Now, everything else has been David Culley. Oh, Deshaun's going to be a member of this team. Right now, he's our starting quarterback. Oh, Nick Cassera. Oh, Deshaun is well, he's not going anywhere. We're not getting rid of him. We're not going to trade the player. But ain't nobody said nothing. You got a whole PR department that you pay over there to write statements for situations like this, and you don't have anything to say?
No, what's crazy is they still haven't, as far as I know, since they fired the young lady in the PR department, they haven't hired anyone else, and
they moved Allie Claire up to the position, and Allie has been with the organization for a long time, so it's not like they got a rookie in it. Allie knows what she's doing.
Gotcha. There you go. Yeah, it's interesting to me, man. That's all I'm saying is that I believe, as always, there's deflection, and I think 2020 showed Black America more than any other race of people. If it didn't show you before, we have to be careful of the clinging sounds and symbols that take place on the left. You need to be watching the right hand too.
Wow.
It's like going to New Orleans and being on bourbon and trying to play 3-card multi. They let you win the first game.
Keith, you just took me somewhere I probably didn't need to go, bro. I appreciate you, man. You just won the internet.
Love you, man.
Love you too, Keith. Longhorn Keith, always a good call when he calls in. That was funny, man. I spent time down there in New Orleans. I know about they'll set you up, man. They'll let you win that first game, but after that, and once you lose that second game, after you won the first, you're going to try to break the tie. And, man, listen, you ain't nowhere in the world you're going to win that. All right, let me get out of here. Sybil Wilkes with her COVID-19, what you need to know update coming up next. And then Donnie McClurkin with the Donnie McClurkin Show. Tomorrow, it'll be Throwback Thursday. Of course, Chris Gardner will will be in. I've got two special guests, actually three special guests joining me on Friday. So be sure and tune in for that. And don't forget, I got to have your brackets. You can do two of them by Friday at 11 o'clock. If you need a bracket, if you need the link to the brackets, send me an email or text me at 832-403-5005, 832-403-5005. It's free. You don't have to pay anything to get in. You can win quite a bit of money. Or you can email me, aj@kyoksports.com. That's aj@kyoksports.com. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed out there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Ron Johnson of Wisconsin is facing charges of racism. During a recent radio interview, the Republican said he never felt threatened during the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol by a predominantly white crowd, adding if the protesters were Black Lives Matter and Antifa, he would have felt differently. In response to the racist charges of his radio interview, Senator Johnson came out Monday portraying himself not as a racist, but as the victim. Health officials are sounding the alarm about relaxed COVID-19 restrictions combined with increased travel nationwide, just as new data shows the emergence of several variants in the U.S. According to the CDC, a more contagious and more deadly variant is on its way to becoming the dominant variant in the U.S. by the end of this month or early April. Experts urge all Americans, vaccinated or not, to continue to wear masks, practice physical distancing, and frequent hand washing. To subscribe to my free daily newsletter, please visit
Legendary. 1140 AM, KYOK Conroe, and 92.3 FM, K222CX Houston. Are you ready?
All right, y'all. I totally hope that y'all enjoyed the show. Again, sorry that we didn't play Stats Battle. Trying to get my sponsors focused on this March Madness tournament. So, y'all, again, give me those brackets in as soon as you can. As always, not this, definitely this. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitize everything around you. Be sensitive to everybody around you. And when you see that racism, kill it. Not the person, but the racism. Again, praying for our Asian community. I stand with you. Y'all take care.